Gentlemen No Class is proud to be a part of the HC Universal Network. Gentlemen No Class is produced, mixed, and edited by M5 Studios.
This podcast contains explicit language and is intended for adult audiences. The views and opinions of Gentlemen No Class are strictly for comedic purposes and should not be taken literally. For instance, like this disclaimer. Now grab yourself a pint and enjoy.
And welcome to another episode of Gentlemen No Class, a podcast that when the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. I'm Jake.
And I'm Rob.
And like it or not, gentle ladies and you sexy gentlemen, sexier gentlemen, we are the hosts for this podcast.
And I'm having some technical difficulties with the...
Yeah, what are you doing?
I don't know, man.
It's hilarious. That sounds sexier.
Do you?
What did you do? Did you, it does sound a little sexier. I don't know if you did anything to the settings, but...
No, nothing.
Might be the headphones. It's cranked up, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe there's a lack of somebody here that we do not. He's going to be the guy that we do not talk about. Or what is it, the name that we don't say?
Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno. We don't talk about Paul. That's going to be the...
Yeah. We're going to make a song.
We're making a song. Yeah, so I here's what I did. So I was trying to add some flavor to the bottoms. You know what I mean? You did me a solid and made these, little logos with put Eureka Heights over here and have our logo over here. And another one that you made was for. And I'm just going to have to do this like really dumb because I tried to record macros for this and I totally forgot how to do it. So here's the other one, our other sponsor over here. If you follow me on
right here.
Yeah, Jake, in front of Jake for painstaking art over off of 5906 East 5906 Canal Street. There's no East in it. It's in Edo. It is in Edo in East downtown. That's my buddy Tracy's shop. They're working on getting a piercer over there, but I mean it's a very badass shop. Like if you're looking for some tattoo work, like go do us a solid. Go in there, go check out painstaking art.
Yes.
Tell them we sent you. Tracy's told me like anybody that goes in there and mentions our name, like he's gonna make them a deal. So
nice.
Drop our name, Tracy. Say hey, like Rob or Jake. Tell them Gentlemen No Class sent you.
Yes.
And he'll get you a deal. And don't forget also, you can let me see if I can find the other thing. It's still active. If you're going to Eureka Heights and you want to pick up some beer to go, use the code Classy Boys. I think you get 25% off.
You get a nice discount.
Yeah, 25% off. Yeah, online orders when you pick up there. But I mean, it's in the Heights. It's pretty close to everything. I mean,
what you could do is do an online order, pick up,
and then hang out
at the bar or at the
Yeah, it's not a bar.
It's not a bar. Excuse me. You're right. It's
a tasting room.
The tap room. Excuse me. The tap room. Speaking of painstaking art, was that tattoo painful?
Yeah, it was. I don't. If you follow me on Instagram, Tracy tagged me in it. It's actually a pretty old tattoo. The main part of the panther was done probably 10 years ago, and it was a cover up. And when I went in there to go get it done, Tracy had drawn up this panther, and he was like, "I think this is big enough to cover this up." And he was like, he put the stencil on, and he was like, "No, it's got to be bigger."
What was it covering up?
So I had a solid black outlined star with some flames on it on the top of it.
That's very Limp Bizkit
style. Yeah, very 2005, very 2005, 2006.
Yes.
I actually have a mirror of it here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it was this, but without the circular. Let me see if I can.
You can just shoot the other side camera, and I can.
I mean, if anybody can see. You can kind of see it. It's just a solid black star with some flames to it. Yeah. But this one I had somebody else add like another layer of flames to, which was pretty dumb.
Is that going to be a cover up at all?
I was kind of talking to Boner, who's Brian. He's the apprentice over there, and he's done a couple of really good tattoos lately. He did one on me. Let's see if the camera can see it. So he did this. winner, chicken dinner on my thigh right here.
That is clever.
Yeah. So he had drawn it up, and I saw it, and I was like, dude, I have to get that. And then last night, my buddy Ryan, not Landrum, he was hanging out wanting to get something else, and they were talking back and forth, and he ended up getting – we were joking around, and he was like, you want to see my cock? And he pulled his shorts up like that. And I was like, dude, you should get a little rooster.
Rooster, exactly.
On the inside of your thigh right
That'd
there.
Be great.
And he was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. So he did it. I mean, it's only about only about like that big. And I was like, hey, you got a little 2-inch cock hanging right there. You know what I mean?
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
So I told him, I was like, I'm going to get one.
What you should get that
but bigger and lower.
Bigger and lower. You should get that rooster. You ever seen Moana?
Oh, hey.
Is it hey?
Yeah.
You know the names. I have 2 little ones, and you know the names.
Oh, well, that's because Alan Tudyk did the voice of it, and I'm a big Alan Tudyk fan. So I like Alan Tudyk. That's why I know the voice.
Yeah.
So
loser.
Anyway, so I went in there last night. He said he had a cancellation. He was like, hey, if you're not busy, you can you come fill this appointment? And I was like, yeah, I got some extra cash. I'll go down there. So I went down there, and I was like, hey, let's work on my arm. Because I have a bunch of new stuff that I want to start, but I don't want to start anything until I finish the 3 big projects that I have.
Which are?
My 2 sleeves and that panther.
Okay. Well, how much more do you need on your sleeves? Maybe the upper portion of it?
Well, no. He needs to finish this turtle, which he was not aware that he hadn't finished.
That's hilarious.
And then connect all this stuff together. And then I'm going to have a really special tattoo done for my daughter that passed away. My older daughter draws these little butterflies, and I'm going to have her tattoo it on me. Cool. Tracy's going to help her. I mean, that's her Uncle Tracy. He's
that's awesome.
So he's down to do that, but I'm going to do it with mixing some of her ashes in the ink. I think that'll make it more special. And then he's going to tie everything together, and that'll complete this sleeve, right? And then this one has, just some stuff on the back side here and some stuff on my shoulder that needs to finish be shading and coloring. So, I mean, a couple more sessions and it'll be done. But he was like, didn't want to do any line work, and there's some line work that needs to be done here, and he doesn't know. He lost the stencil for a long time ago. Of course, yeah. So he's like, man, that's going to take me a while to like figure out what I did on that. So he's like, what else you got? And I was like, I don't know. There's that panther on my leg, but I was going to go get some lidocaine and put it on my foot before
right on top of your foot.
Yeah. They have that like that tattoo numbing, that skin numbing cream ointment or whatever for getting tattooed.
Yeah.
And if you're going to use that stuff, it doesn't work on line work. Don't let anybody tell you anything differently than that. Because if you use it while they're lining, the lines will bleed.
Oh, well, you don't want that.
Yeah, so you want nice, tight, crisp lines.
Isn't that part of the experience?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I was gonna do it because I put it off for 10 years because of how painful the foot was. Yeah. But he was like, "Let's do your foot, or do your leg," and I was like, I mean, I guess I was there. You know what I mean? Like that's all he was willing to do. So
yeah.
Anyway, so like that's what we did. And honestly, you know what? It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't.
I mean, I had hyped it up.
You didn't get no numbing agent on it, did you?
No.
Okay, yeah.
No, I didn't have any. I didn't have a chance to like prep it or anything to go get it. So no, I just.
You're a bass player. Come on, man. You don't need to numb anything.
Yeah. So, Anyway, I did not numb the area, but if you would like to, I wish I had a better shot. I don't know
of your foot.
Yeah, well, of my leg. I mean, you could see it on Instagram. I guess there's not really a better way to showcase it. I guess I could turn this camera on and use this. We can show it if you're curious.
I'm curious.
Since Powell's not here,
yeah, you don't know Powell. Powell. Oh man. So how long did you said it took about a couple hours?
Yeah, it took 2 or 3 hours. Probably 2 hours, nice. If I had to guess. So I'll switch over to this camera and see if we've got the.
Oh, I like that POV version, man.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do a walk around, with one of these cameras around the studio. Like, this is one of those like, hey man, you can fucking like.
You can do more than a walk around.
We're gonna do this at Comic Palooza in a couple weeks.
Oh yeah, Comic Palooza.
So if you'll hold that right there, that's about as far as I can get from it. If you want to.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah.
That's a sexy panther, man. And we need to throw some sound effects there. That growl.
Yeah, and it comes down over here on top of my foot. I really don't want to take my shoe off.
I'm surprised you
should I take my shoe off?
Yeah, I'm surprised you put a sock on it, dude. Oh. I would have let that shit breathe for at least a weekend.
Well, I've got Sanoderm on it, which is like a tattoo adhesive, like an adhesive
sexy.
That's clear. You know what I mean? So it.
Oh yeah. You model that leg, the hairless leg.
Woo! Yeah. I was like, "What are you doing?" He was like shaving the rest of my leg, and I was like, "What are you doing, dude?" And he's like,
some nair?
He's like, "Oh, I'm trying to make it even. Like, I don't want you to have like a hairless patch. You know what I mean?"
Like
and I was like,
"A hairless sock."
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Now, did you use nair or no?
No, he shaved it.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, you've done tattooing.
Yeah. You're shaving. Yeah. You gotta shave it.
So, like for an imbecile like me, like talk me through like what's it like to tattoo? Like what's it like to actually like tattoo the skin? Like it's got to be a weird feel, and there's got to be a technique to it.
Well, I mean, for the longest time, I would just practice on this rubber mat, and it's fake skin. But it is different. Man, it's been years. I mean, we're talking about like 15 years, maybe even longer than that.
Weren't you supposed to tattoo a Blink logo on me?
I was supposed to. I did it on myself. So I do apologize on that. But you know what? You can finish my Blink and I can start yours.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm down.
But yeah, I mean,
I've always wanted to tattoo something.
I remember when my first shop tattoo, you know, I was an apprentice. I never really got past the apprenticeship, you know, but I remember when he got somebody free tattoo and he wanted me to, you know, ink him up, and it was a bunch of line work because it was like a bald eagle's head. And I remember when I started it, I was like this, man. And he like
shaking.
Yeah, he like stop, don't even touch him. And he's like, you're absolutely right. So I went, I stopped, and I got some Gatorade.
Yeah,
just calm my nerves, and then and I started doing it. You just kind of like, especially with the line work, at least from what he's told me, it's just like the way you do like whatever. What's his name? That did our stencils here, or your gentleman no class, the line work.
Oh, Sergio.
Sergio, excuse me.
Yeah.
You use your third point, your finger as your, you know, just to keep it steady, and it worked perfectly. But I never really got past that. I did more work on myself than on anybody else, and I think it's the most responsible thing that I could have done.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, no matter if you think it's a dumb tattoo or not, like getting a tattoo is a big commitment.
It is. Absolutely.
I mean, once you get to a certain point, like you can get dumb tattoos and tattoos, you know, whatever. Yeah, I mean that's if you want to. I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, obviously, like getting a tattoo doesn't always have to mean it. I only have one tattoo that actually, well, two now that actually means something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any of your tattoos? I mean, you have your daughter's name tattooed on you. You have a music thing tattooed.
Yeah, on you. I have. I got a couple band logos tattooed on me, and
walking
advertisement. Three band logos.
Which bands?
So I got Further Scenes Forever. I got Avenged Sevenfold, the skull bat or death bat. Excuse me.
Oh, doesn't Paul have that, or that's Kill Switch?
Yes, Kill Switch. Yeah. And then where's the other? I got the Blink logo.
Oh yeah,
which you know, honestly, I've been wanting to for a long time get the Stomping Rabbit Blink logo.
I would love to get that's. You know? I mean, that's the OG.
That's the OG Blink
fan.
You know?
I mean, you get the Stomping Rabbit. You don't get the.
Or you get the handicap sign from Cheshire Cat on the.
Oh, that's old school.
That's old school. But no, I think the Stomping Rabbit's kind of cool.
I mean, I wanted to make a Blink tribute band, and I was going to call it the Stomping Rabbits. Or just call it Stomping Rabbit.
That is awesome. You should do it. Oh, you don't have no time. Whenever you find time.
Yeah, whenever I find time.
Let me know. I'll be on that.
All right. Didn't we try to do that at one point already?
Without the beers.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you can't do it with beers. Then we would turn into Scott Rayner and get kicked out for a badass drummer in Travis Barker.
Yeah.
That was the best thing that happened to that band. But we already had that episode, and we talked about that a few episodes, quite a bit of episodes back.
Almost 60 episodes ago. This is episode 106. Somebody's counting. I got to count them when I put them up online. So anyway,
it was actually episode 81, I believe.
No.
Bet.
Oh, that's right. It was Blink 181.
It
was episode 82. Blink 182. 82, episode 82.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. I was within that, vicinity.
Yeah,
there.
I think it was episode 82.
I still think it's 81, but okay.
No, because it was Blink 182. Because I made it. It was Blink 1, episode 82. Like, you know what I mean? Like it.
Oh, okay.
Fit.
Okay. Oh, it fit perfectly. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, because
I see what you did.
Yeah.
You think differently than I do. That's
It was coincidence.
Yeah, that's
like
awesome.
I guarantee it. Because nothing on this show was planned out.
As you can see.
Yeah, I mean, we just off the cuff, baby. This is all. I mean, hell, even the clock in here is like way off. Like I thought that was like, oh, it's only an hour
Oh,
off.
7:31.
No, it's actually 8:41. So it's an
8:41.
hour and 10 minutes off. Such a random time to be off.
Yeah. Well, I wonder how many Eureka Heights. What are we drinking here? Fizzy Pants, watermelon seltzer. Did you drink before you set the time on that?
Actually, I did not set the time on that.
Oh, you let Paul do that.
No, I didn't. You're drinking. What are you drinking?
The watermelon.
Watermelon. I'm drinking the grapefruit tonight.
Grapefruit, yeah.
Grapefruit's probably my favorite flavor.
I don't think I had that last week or the last podcast, and it's good. It's very, like you said, it's tarty. The tartness to it. The watermelon. Let's just try this. But I've been down in some Ghosts, so
Okay.
it's gonna be a mixture.
So tonight we're going to talk about something that I know very little about, and I tried to do a bunch of research for this, and I tried to listen to some research on it, but I really couldn't find the time to get real deep into it, so I don't know a ton about it, so I'm going to be talking out of my ass a little bit.
Me too.
But we're going to be talking about the Montauk Project, and if you haven't heard about what the Montauk Project is, it's a conspiracy theory in a sense. I mean, there has been reported, different reports of of it actually existing, interviews with people that were part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything about the Montauk Project? When I brought this up, did you?
Well, I didn't. I haven't seen Stranger Things after season 2, so I was like, "Damn it, I'm gonna be so lost." But no, I think Further Seems Forever has a song called the Montauk Project.
I believe you're right.
Yeah. But that's all I know about it. I know it's a government thing, and it's it kind of
okay.
Under
Let's
the
start
umbrella
with
of Skinwalker Ranch, maybe ish.
Kind of not. I mean, yeah, it's not paranormal based. But,
Right. It's not paranormal.
I mean, it is based on. I mean, it is a conspiracy theory, so which means it's unproven, really. So, let's start off with this. Do you know what Montauk is?
No.
Okay,
And I think that's
Montauk.
the song called, but go ahead.
Montauk is the east end of Long Island. There's a place there called Montauk Air Force Base, or it may not be an Air Force base, but it's like Montauk.
It's a government area.
It's a government facility
yeah.
of sorts. So the way that this story starts is, it starts with a guy. I think his name is Peter Keller, and he was not Peter Weller. Peter, and back in like 1974, he was convinced that psychic telepathy in humans was real, and he was absolutely convinced, and he knew alleged psychics and was doing tests on them to prove that it was real. And what he was experiencing was, at a certain point in time, every day, every psychic that he had in that he was interviewing would basically quote lose their abilities. They would go blank. They wouldn't be able to read anymore. And he started instead of doubting them, he started looking for the cause of this, right? So he's in he just so happens to be, I mean, I guess not just so happens, it's kind of a lifelong, this psychic telepathy thing was like a lifelong passion of his, but he was he has a degree in electrical engineering with an emphasis on the electromagnetic spectrum, right? So electromagnetism and stuff. So he was able to use some of this equipment that he has, and he was able to determine at the same time every day there was a really high frequency radio wave that started being broadcast that he picked up on in his house. At the same time, all these psychics that he was interviewing and testing on would go blank. So he was like, okay, now I have a correlation, or what he assumed was a causation. It could have been coincidence. I mean, I'm not going to say that 100% that's what it is, right? So what he found was he rigged up this contraption in his car, right? and it was a way for him to track the strength of the frequency, and he tracked it all the way to the tip of Long Island, to this Air Force base or Montauk, air prison, whatever it is.
Yeah.
This base, this government facility, and the history behind this facility was. It was built in World War II as a defense against German U-boats. It was built to look unassuming from the water from anywhere else. It was built with these buildings that were, World War II style buildings, all concrete, all business. But they had all these like cottage roof style, like cottage house roof on them, so that from the water it looked like a little village.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So it was kind of disguised, and even now, like when you roll up there, like you can't really tell what it is.
Interesting.
And that's where the conspiracy comes in, because you can't really get to it to prove one way or the other. You know what I mean? So,
is it still up though? Like,
I believe so. Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, I asked my mom about this because my mom grew up on Long Island. We used to go. There's a lighthouse at Montauk Point, and we used to go there every summer. I asked her, I was like, did you ever see anything or experience anything like anything weird around there? Hear any rumors of like experiments on anything? And she's like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, maybe they're just really good at covering their tracks.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the Montauk Project. The way that the conspiracy goes is it was looking into psychic weapons. Mm-hmm. There's been a bunch of movies based on it, on psychic weaponry. I don't know if you saw The Men Who Stare at Goats.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so that was one of those things that was based on that. This was a continuation of the MK Ultra project.
Okay.
Do you know what MK Ultra is? Okay, so we have to kind of dive into MK Ultra for people who don't know what MK Ultra was an unclassified. It has recently been, or not recently, but this has been declassified as of late. And MK Ultra was a World War II experiment they were doing, or maybe it was Cold War, maybe it was after that, I don't know. Anyway, I think it was World War II, but what they were doing was they were finding people with exceptional like psychic powers or whatever, people that exhibited some kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like
phenomena?
No.
Like John Travolta?
No. He had a brain tumor in that movie. They exhibited some kind of powers. You know what I mean? Like they were showing, whatever.
Right.
And they were giving them like super high doses of LSD.
Oh.
And they were trying to like expand their minds and like make psychic weapons and stuff. Like it's really fucked up. Like we should do a whole episode on MK Ultra.
While on LSD.
Yeah, while we'll get Paul tripping on shrooms, dude. He can tell us all about it.
Yeah.
So the Montauk Project was supposedly a continuation of that, and it was hidden in this base, and they were trying to weaponize people as psychic weapons. And that was, it's kind of a weird thing, right? Like, how can you really, can you, number one, to believe that it exists, you have to believe that enough psychic evidence was proven to fund that, number one. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because even if you had all of MK Ultra going, like, let's say you don't believe in that exists, but somebody in the government was showing some kind of results to somebody that was keeping that funded.
Yes.
Right?
Right, absolutely.
So you can believe it or not, but like that funding was coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you don't just that money.
But there's also funding in Space Force as well. Isn't that what it's called? That new department?
Yeah.
Agency? Okay, so does that mean anything if there's funding? Just that they have money there.
But they're doing something. They had to continue to get funding. It's not.
Or it could be someone trying to grease their pockets.
That's fair, but there was a lot of people that worked there, dude.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
A lot of people.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well,
do you believe in psychic abilities?
I've never seen it. I've never seen like proof of it. I've never So I don't know.
Like in Jurassic World Dominion,
I haven't seen it.
Oh, well, there's a scene. When they do it in Jurassic World, the first one.
Oh, where he's doing the. I don't think that's a psychic thing. I think that's just a conditioned. That's a conditioned behavior. Like when you snap at Paul and you tell him.
There it is. Yes. And he just kind of follows your finger, like he's in a trance.
Yeah.
But no. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I for me, I just. So for someone's birthday, one of my coworkers bought their coworker a deck of tarot cards.
Okay.
And it's not really going off subject, kind of it is, but I'm like, this is ridiculous, whack. I don't read too much into that. So I pulled something and we looked it up and that's ironic. Then my other coworker pulls something and it's going exactly what he's going through. He was going through some troubling times and some relationship issues and everything. I'm like, that's exactly what you're going through. And it's one of those things that we're putting pieces together to make the story fit.
That's more what it is. It's just like astrology.
But it's something that's taken a huge effect that, for me at least, it's like something I was just conversing with my coworkers recently, and then it just happened. Like when the description of this card, and the same thing. This guy is crying on my shoulder about something, and he's probably listening to this fucking podcast too. It's fucking hilarious. I can't wait till he calls me out on it. But it's like, but it fits his thing. I'm like, it's just so freakishly coincidental. And
well, I mean, that's the whole thing. Like tarot cards, astrology, horoscopes, all that stuff. It's designed to be vague enough where it's like a song lyric, right? You can interpret it a bunch of different ways, and you can, that's why so many songs speak to people. You know what I mean? They're just like, oh man, that song speaks to me on a different level. You know what I mean? It speaks to you because everybody interprets it differently. You know what I mean? And can apply common themes across different parts and aspects of their lives. You know what I mean? Does that mean you have a psychic ability or anything like that? Fuck no, it doesn't. You know what I mean? It just means that there's shared, trauma across people in general. People just have shared trauma. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's one of those things. That's my wife believes in all this.
We should do a reading here live on the podcast one time.
She believes in astrology and these genealogy numbers. We could do a whole. I would love to get. She's good at. She's never been on the podcast. She's never really expressed any interest. But Meg comes on the podcast. Meg subs in for me.
Yeah,
a lot.
Exactly.
And she keeps y'all's jokers in line, just like I have to.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, it'd be cool.
It'd be kind of cool. Yeah.
I don't know if she has any interest at all in doing that, but we could do an episode on that. That'd be cool.
Interesting.
But anyway, To back to the root question that you had.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. That's
do you believe in aliens? I don't know. I mean, I think I believe more in aliens.
I think it's more you're dumb if you don't believe in aliens. Now, the question that you have to ask because the question, do you believe in aliens, is not the same question as do you believe extraterrestrials have visited Earth?
Oh, okay.
That's a different question.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a very different question, yeah.
Believing that aliens have visited Earth means that you believe that extraterrestrials have visited, obviously, that have visited Earth at some point in our past or present. Believing in aliens just means that you believe in extraterrestrial life outside of our solar system.
Which living organism outside.
Statistically,
it's
you'd be dumb not to believe that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like I said, it's a loaded question.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, so back to the Montauk Project. The Montauk Project allegedly continues. I don't know if it still continues to this day, but it's a continuation of basically weaponizing psychic abilities in people. And there's been a lot of reports of weird things that have happened there, specifically experimenting on children, because they have untapped potential. They haven't learned the world to shut stuff like that down. The Montauk Project was actually the basis for the TV show Stranger Things. That's why Jake said that earlier, because he hadn't seen Stranger Things. And the proof in that is, if you're wondering, the working title for Stranger Things was actually Montauk.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, when they first started filming, the working title for it was Montauk. So,
interesting.
So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
For real. Without the filters.
So, I mean, if anybody's watching Stranger Things, I got my wife into it. She's watching. She's binged all. She's in season 4, like episode 5 right now.
So, like the last podcast, she didn't even watch one episode, and now she's already through 4 seasons.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
She had just started. Remember?
Yeah, I remember.
She was like 2 or 3 episodes in. Yeah, she's binged that much of it. That's how much we don't do. Mm-hmm. We just watch TV.
Oh man.
Well, I do other stuff.
You do other things. Yeah, like this podcast. Yes, absolutely. But Montauk. Okay, so that was the premise. So they that idea behind the government agency or facility was the root of Stranger Things.
Yeah. So that was what they based that off of. Mm-hmm. Now, it gets deeper than that because that's just a kind of a sub. It's just like that's kind of the overarching thing. But you're like, okay, well, Rob, if they base that on the Montauk project, where do you get this whole other dimension and Demogorgons and the Mind Flayer and Lord Vecna this season and stuff like that? This whole you haven't gotten that far into it. So
all right, I didn't even see season 3.
Back in 1998,
yes,
a strange creature washed up on the beach off of Montauk.
Okay.
Now, this strange creature, I'll put a picture of it up on the screen here. This strange creature here washed up on the beach in Montauk. And let me pull this infographic off of here so that you can...
Sorry, painstaking.
So you can see it. You can take a look at this guy here. And, I mean, it's a very, very odd-looking creature, right? I mean, it looks like it has a beak. Looks like, some kind of mutated carcass of some kind. Mm-hmm. There's, people had all kinds of theories on what it was. Was it from another dimension? What kind of animal is that? So they did get a lot of the carcass of it disappeared.
Oh, okay.
They don't know what happened to it. Apparently somebody buried it in the woods, but nobody knows who buried it in the woods and who took it. And there have been other creatures that have washed up around that they have attributed to the Montauk project also, just based on currents and stuff like that. Just weird shit that people research, Right. So, I mean, what does that look like to you?
It looks like they try to breed a goat with something, I don't know. It doesn't surprise me that the government gets freaky like that,
Yeah, so...
I don't know what it could be, though.
So
what are you thinking it is?
I'm going to put up another picture. Hang on a second.
That looks like Paul drunk, to be honest with you. Trying to do a cold fish. That is Paul right there. Nah, it's fucked up. Is that a raccoon? Raccoon said, Mama said raccoons on the porch. Second. I'm sorry. That's the preview. I gotta get back.
That's
the preview window that I'm looking at.
So after a lot of debate, about things, some scientists came forward and said, "Oh, this is a water damaged and carcass rotted raccoon."
Huh.
So there's an artist rendering here of what that thing looks like. You can see that there's a raccoon skull in the front of the
lower left.
Yeah, where it's missing teeth. It's a raccoon skull allegedly. That's it says it's missing teeth. And you can see and there's a couple other pictures that have this up there that really show. They do a better example of showcasing the rotted flesh that's rotted off the front of this thing. I was not a believer that this was a raccoon until I saw this rendering of it. But again, shit like this is what's made to make you not believe. Horse. You know what I mean? Like that's the just believe the mainstream.
Are you able to go back to the original?
Sure.
Because now that I see a raccoon, I would like to see the original. See if I.
So can you see a raccoon in that?
I mean,
it's tough, right?
it is tough. It's just that beak, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing that a lot of people say is like that beak. What is that beak, right? So hold on, let me find. I have yet another picture that I will show you, and
okay. Oh yeah. Did you Photoshop Paul? That'd be
fucking hilarious. But no, I didn't.
If only I had some prep in this and I knew about it, I would have Photoshopped Paul. Oh, yeah.
Oh, hold on. I closed the tab. Let me find it real quick.
Oh, whoops.
What'd you do?
I don't turn it off.
You can't. It just rolls, baby.
God damn it. Just mute it. I thought that was the bum.
No, it's not.
Can you just turn this down now? There you go. That's all you had to do.
It's not time to ride home yet.
I'm sorry. No. Don't ride home. I was hoping to do the. There it is. The red.
Yeah, red. No, is it this one?
That's the one. But
we gotta wait. Still going.
We gotta wait for because someone put it on continuous. You should just.
Well, you're not supposed to hit it in the middle of the podcast.
I guess you're right. But I was just like, the colors were calling out to me.
But if we had a Roadcaster 2, they're actually labeled on the outside.
Are they really?
Yeah, that's one of the benefits of it that I saw. That I was like, we could really use that, and it's easy to. It has a roto thing that you could scroll through them a lot easier.
Yeah.
I don't know that it's worth the amount of money.
Is it more than? I mean, obviously it's probably.
I mean, it's like $700.
Oh
$600.
yeah. This is like it is a couple $100 more. Yeah. Okay. There you go. I've been waiting for that one.
There it is. You got it.
Yes, sir. Oh man. So if it's not a raccoon, what else could it be? I'm gonna take a stab at it, and I'm gonna say it's.
So here is another picture. Here's another picture of it from a different angle, rolled on its other side.
Oh, the same
carcass.
Entity. Yeah. Now that right there doesn't look like a beak.
Doesn't look like a beak anymore, does it?
No.
It looks like a nasal passage.
Yes.
I could see a raccoon now.
I could see a raccoon, or maybe like a freaking like a hog of some sort.
It's too small.
How do you scale it being that small?
I don't know. I mean, it's just the size of it.
The head doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess you're right. The head does come out like a chode, I guess, on a pig. But it looks like a different freaking carcass.
It does a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like someone's had their hands in the cookie jar.
It looks like something's been fucking with. It looks fucky. I mean, I something's fucky. So anyway, that's the Montauk monster.
But that's the only thing that they have like that shows that there could have been some foul play in that facility. Just that piece of evidence right there.
There's been a couple of other things that have washed up.
Could it be like one of those things like the like I don't know, the Sun may have reported on it, but they found the woolly mammoth frozen with food still in its mouth. And
that's true, though.
Is it true?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. The Sun didn't report on that. No. That was an actual scientific discovery.
Excuse me. Okay. But the fact that it was alive for like half a second or something when it thawed out.
No, that's
okay. That's the onion then. Okay,
yeah, that's the onion.
Okay, because that's where I read or heard somewhere. I'm like, that's bullshit. But could this be one? Could it be a sloth?
They had a bunch of like zoologists and paleozoologists and stuff like that look at it, and the bone structure didn't match. And
they match.
A bunch of people apparently said that it is a raccoon.
A raccoon.
And I personally, I don't know, man. Like, it just they didn't like. I feel like if it was a raccoon, they would have taken more pictures. But then again, the carcass disappeared really quickly. You know what I mean? So if it is a Demogorgon, You know what I mean? Like,
that'd be hilarious.
You know what I mean? Did it come from another dimension? I don't know. I feel like that's stretching it a little bit.
Okay, so time out.
All right.
Why only take one picture of the carcass? Okay, 2 pictures from a different profile, but like you see something that's like not usual. You just got a camera. You're only gonna take 2 pictures. No, you're gonna take every single angle. No, I would think.
Okay, mind you, this is 1998.
Where they only have 6 exposures in their camera.
I mean, who knows? They had a digital camera. That's all they had. Right. You know what I mean?
I guess.
And maybe the government, maybe the government was like, this is the only one that we can convince people is a raccoon. You know what I mean? And that's the only one that got released.
But why even release it if you don't want to? I mean, why are you trying to convince people if you're trying to keep it under wraps?
I don't know.
Oh man.
Now, have you seen the pictures that came out of the security cam footage?
I just saw that. You talking about recently?
Yeah. That looks like they're like, is this the fucking chupacabra?
Or is it like somebody in a fucking wolf suit?
It's small though.
Is it? I didn't see the video. I just saw a still image of it.
It doesn't look like somebody in a wolf suit. It looks like somebody like a CGI wolf because the way the legs are bent on it, like there's no way a human could walk like that.
That's the issue, man. It's like we live in a world where CGI is available for anybody that knows a little bit about computers, and they can just manipulate video feed. Man, you can totally mask out, an image and just prop it on a picture. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what to believe this day and age anymore. I really don't, man. I like even the shit from 2005, the UAP. They see it on the radar, and it's going X amount. I don't know if I believe that either. I'm at a point where I don't know what the fuck to believe.
I mean, they're doing actual fucking.
I want to believe.
Yeah, I mean X-Files. I mean, they're doing actual trials in Congress. So like they're having, they want reports and shit on it now. So I mean they're actually acknowledging UAPs.
Yeah, they're making progress for sure. The community is. Tom DeLonge is.
Yeah, Tom DeLonge.
Yeah. Thomas DeLonge.
It's DeLonge.
DeLonge. Yeah, it's DeLonge. I don't know. I'm thinking, could it be like a prehistoric animal that was frozen and then it just thawed out right there?
What kind of fucking prehistoric animal would that be that just thawed out right there? I mean, I'm not a cryptozoologist.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Or it was probably. Okay, so Long Island's where again? Northeast.
Yeah, northeast. So Long Island.
So you got Iceland right there.
I think that Queens is technically the west side of Long Island. So like Manhattan Island is obviously like you can see what Manhattan Island looks like, but then Long Island is the
island that's long.
JFK and LaGuardia are actually I think on Long Island.
Okay.
Like that, and then Queens and the Bronx are on there too, I think, and then like it stretches real long into Brookhaven and Patchogue, and then Montauk is all the way at the end. So
this is you said JFK. I'm still waiting for Junior to come back. No, but so okay, is it possible that it's devil's advocate here? Is it possible that it's a frozen entity that was frozen?
You want me to pull up a map?
Yeah, please
look
do.
at a map.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But what if it was a frozen entity that broke off from the Arctic Ocean that kind of thawed out on its travels and washed up on the beach on the East Coast? Because it looks more of a prehistoric animal than anything. Not that I'm an expert in prehistoric animals, but I mean, I'm also on this podcast. I think I know a thing or two.
Yeah, we're
about
experts.
A thing or two of this 100-calorie beverage. I like it.
So this is Long Island. All right. So here's
okay, I need for you to punch out of that, man.
I don't know what this is.
Hey, man, that's X-Hamster. What the hell?
So this is let me see. Let me get a good shot of Long Island. So this is. Let me see if I can just open this.
Damn it, Jake! Why do I gotta open my large mouth here?
I just want to do open image, a new tab. Fuck, that's so small. Fuck.
That's what she said.
Whoa!
I'm sorry, honey. What can I do?
Okay. Let's see. Let me find a better. Let me see if I can find. Maybe if I type in map.
Or like large map. Or never mind. We're not gonna go there. There's a joke, a sexual joke in there.
Okay. Here's a better. Here's a better.
Okay. Here we go.
Right? So, so this is. I mean, this is Connecticut, right? So, this is over here is New York City, right?
New York City.
So, if you look,
I got the gist where Long Island's at.
okay. So yeah. So here's Manhattan, right? And here is. This is Brooklyn right here, right? So this is Long Island, and Montauk is this.
Of course, it'll be
point
right there.
over here. It's the furthest out point. Because there's a lighthouse there, so there has to be. You know what I mean? So over here is where's my zoom? I don't know how to zoom on a Mac.
You just use your 2 fingers and punch in.
That's not the way this works.
He tried it. That's awesome. So, I mean, where would the base be at? Over there?
It's somewhere over here
There.
at the end, at the tip of.
So, if it was to be washed up on shore from the northern region of this world, that's probably where it will land, on that area.
Exactly, because the way the currents the currents come through this bay like this, right?
Yeah.
So the creature was found over here in Turtle Bay, and it was the base is over here. So they're saying like it must have washed up this way. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there's no like reasoning behind why there would be. I don't know. There's no reasoning behind why.
My argument's not valid. I got you.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, there's no reasoning why a goddamn raccoon would be over there. You know what I mean? It's all
Fair
sand.
point. Yeah.
It's all beach. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
How would a fucking raccoon drown in the fucking ocean and get? I mean, I guess it's possible. I mean, nothing is impossible. I don't know. I find it very hard to believe. I want to believe, but I find it hard to believe.
So we got that right there, Long Island. I mean, I don't know, man.
Long Island's famous for a lot of stuff. I like their iced tea.
Long Island iced tea, yeah. That's about it.
Yeah. Obviously, we're stretching this content we're wringing this chamois for all we can get. You never. So tell me this. Like, you've seen Stranger Things, right?
I've seen the first few episodes.
Obviously, let's take this a different direction then, right? So, like, would you say that you believe in alternate dimensions, like parallel universes?
Oh man, I think that this. Why not? We don't know everything about this universe, and you know, I don't know. I don't see why there would not be like a multiverse. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, when I hear that expression, you know, this universe is so big that someone like you is doing the exact same thing that you're doing at the exact same time. Like, where's that coming from? You know?
So this is some stuff about. You can look this up in Wikipedia, obviously. So I have it up on Wikipedia. Let me share this back over here with everybody. So this is on the Montauk Air Force Station, and it is. It's obviously exists. Here's some pictures of it. It's a 16-inch gun casement here. And you can see, like, how this was the basis for Hawkins' lab. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You see how they have it bricked up and everything. So this was their the 773rd Radar Squadron, right? So, like, look at these images. Some of this doesn't make any sense for what a radar squadron would be looking at.
What's
right?
Some lightning bolts?
Holding lightning? You know what I mean? Like,
what's that in the bottom left quadrant?
I don't know, man. It's something
Bomb?
weird.
A gray?
Maybe
a reptilian?
looking for weather? I don't know. It's odd.
And then that's aerospace. I don't know. Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It was activated on November 27th, 1950. Inactivated March 31st, 1981, allegedly. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can look into. I mean, there's a lot of stuff exists, and you know, does it exist for what people say it exists for? There's a lot of people that, you know, honestly, there's a lot of accounts out there of people that they have come out and said, you know, I was a part of that. You know, I was not. I don't know if they necessarily say that they were a victim, but they say that, like, you know, they were a child during that and they were experimented on. They were part of the Montauk project. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Kind of like, it reminds me of Half Baked when Dave Chappelle's like, oh yeah, my grandfather was in the Tuskegee experiments. And the guy was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So I don't.
Could these people just recounting a vivid dream that they had when they were younger and they thought it was real?
I mean, sure, anything's possible.
You know, I mean, it's just, I don't want to discredit anybody like that, but it just, I mean, exposure, man. People want to be exposed for anything, and well, I mean, obviously that facility is real, so
yeah, I mean, it's there.
It's there, you know. So I can't really.
I mean, you can't really fucking argue with that part. I mean, there's pictures of it. You can go there. I mean, it's real.
Yeah.
That's. I don't think that's the debatable part. I mean, I think the debatable part is what was it used for.
Right.
There's a lot of conspiracy theory podcasts that have covered this for multiple hours that have done way more research than us. Obviously.
Yeah.
It's ultra no class style to have a topic and just not research it.
This is riff off each other.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping Paul was going to be here. And you can quote me on that. It's recorded.
Yeah. Let's see, at the whatever minute mark it is, but 52-minute mark.
Yeah, 52:40.
52:40. I don't know. It just there was a time when I was younger. I remember there was a vivid dream I had about aliens, and this was also, I was fascinated about extraterrestrials at the time, but I had this vivid dream that I turned I turned on my side, and you know, there's light coming from the hallway, and I saw a silhouette of a small being. I turned around. I was kind of freaked out, but I was like,
"That's probably your sister."
Yeah, I didn't have a sister. I don't have a sister, but
you did.
Well, there was also, you know, accounts of that. You know, the house that I was living in at the time was haunted, but I don't know.
Okay, slow your roll. We're not
exactly. We're not getting into that. I know, right? But I turned over and I went to sleep, and the next thing I remember, there was bright lights, and but it was. It felt like it could have been an abduction, but I know it was not. I just know during that time I was all fascinated about ETs. I was watching a whole bunch of stuff, and I was telling like Paul, like, let's go rent some, you know, alien abduction.
With Paul
at that time, yeah, alien abduction, you know, videos from Blockbuster, and it just, I was fascinated, but I now I know that was just. I was wanting to believe at that time too, so it could be one of those things where these people are saying that, yeah, I was experimenting on. Maybe they just want to believe as well. There are, you know, people carry a lie, and what do you call them? Is not sociopaths, it's psychopaths, where they believe the lies that they're telling.
Is that what a psychopath is?
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
I could be completely wrong.
I mean, I believe you. I mean,
you know what I mean? But it's just like they say something and it spreads like wildfire, and then they stick to that lie and like, yeah, it's true. It's true.
Is that what it's? Okay. I mean, I know what a sociopath is. Somebody who has
sociopath.
A sociopath is somebody who has no empathy.
No.
They can't. They really don't feel remorse or anything. You know, they can't empathize with anybody.
Yeah.
You know, things like that. So,
I don't know. I mean, I could be. It doesn't matter, but there are people that.
I love watching serial killer documentaries.
Yes.
I don't know why, but like, it's just fascinating what somebody can do. Like when somebody tries to explain why they did the shit they do, or really what I think gets me is like the stuff that explains like what they had to do to catch the guy. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like how they tied all the crimes together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
Do you know who the most prolific serial killer in history is?
I mean,
Y'all did a whole episode on serial killers. You didn't have me on there.
Yeah, because you're too busy doing other things.
I was too busy.
No, I don't know. It would have to be that one that they did with Zac Efron that played him. I forgot who he was.
Ted Bundy?
Ted Bundy. No,
Ted Bundy. I mean, Ted Bundy. I think is top 5, but
yeah.
No, he's not.
Who is it?
So allegedly, and they haven't convicted him or tied him to all the crimes yet, but he admitted to killing 96 women is what the body count is. And it's a guy named Samuel Little. And this is American serial killers. So people say that serial killers are an American problem. If you go look up the statistics, the body counts are really, really high in South American countries.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The serial killers in South American countries, hundreds of bodies. Like hundreds. Like they don't eat, like when they get caught, they admit to all these murders. They're like, oh yeah, I kill everybody. Like every Wednesday for the last 20 years, I've killed somebody. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that is American though.
But that's not even. I mean,
it's
that does
South
happen.
American.
South. Okay, I meant North. Like I meant America.
America, goddamn America. Eagle fly high.
But not all of his are verified, and he doesn't admit to all of them. They think that he's done that many.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is. I mean, y'all didn't even talk about him during your podcast. I don't think.
I don't know who you're talking about.
No guesses.
No. What's the clown one?
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy.
He's pretty high up there. I think he was like 31, 32.
Which is crazy how he manipulated, his way and being a loved individual in the community. Yeah. You know, but now who's number 2?
Number 2 is Gary Ridgway, the Green River Killer.
Don't know anything about him.
He was killing all the way for like 20 years between the 70s and early 90s before he got caught.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
And then I think Bundy may be number 3.
Number 3, of course. Yeah.
And then I think Gacy is number 4, or Gacy may be number 3, and
Bundy.
And then Dahmer's like 5.
And he's the one that ate his victims or froze his.
Dahmer was, yeah. He
cannibal.
He was a cannibal. Like, yeah. But America's fascination with serial killers really started. We don't need to get into this. We're just killing time.
Yeah.
All
right.
I mean, it really gets started with what's really funny about it is, I mean, somebody who's not even really technically a serial killer.
Yeah.
Which was.
Oh, they're talking about general. Okay.
No. I mean, actually, only 2 murders associated with him. But, oh God, what's his fucking Ed Gein?
Ed Gein.
Yeah, he was the basis for Psycho. He was the basis for Leatherface.
Okay.
When they caught him, he murdered somebody, and then he murdered a shop owner in town. Mm-hmm. But he was a grave robber. He would steal corpses and skin them, and he had like a belt made out of female nipples.
Shit.
Like a lampshade made out of human skin. He had a body. He was the basis for Buffalo Bill in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, yeah. Did he do the pose as well?
Yeah, he had a suit made of women's skin.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. You don't know about Ed Gein? Y'all did a whole serial killer episode. You didn't talk about Ed Gein?
Yeah, no.
Next episode, we're going to do a real serial killer episode, and we're going to talk about all the most prolific serial killers. We'll talk about the top 10 most prolific serial killers in America. How about that? Next episode.
Next episode.
Episode 107.
107?
All right.
Okay.
In the meantime, for that, let's get ready to roll out of here. Now it's time for the fucking ride home.
Is it? Okay.
Now it's time for the ride home. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely.
I've been Rob.
I'm Jake.
And we will catch you on the next one. It's not fun talking shit about this without Paul here.
No, it's fun.
The song is kind of growing on me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
He's a little flat. It sounds flat, Paul.
How can it be flat? It's electronic.
I know. It's easy. What do you call those benders on the? on the keyboard. The pitch
shifter.
The pitch shifter, yeah. He just has it set at like maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and it's just enough.
Just bumped it a couple of times.
Well, actually, maybe 11 to be flat a little. Oh man,
this song is kind of growing on me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Paul said he likes his music like he likes his women.
Flat. Jesus,
I love it.
Likes his music like he likes his women, boys.
Shitty.
That's fucked up. All right.
Love you.